Alright, hey YouTube, I'm going to finally do Jaden's eye doctor appointment update. And I'm sorry this is late because I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on it, but I've just been so super busy and I wanted to make sure that I had time to, sit down and make a really nice update because this is a really important update, so it's definitely a must watch. Anyway, so we took Jaden to the eye specialist at Cincinnati Children's on two days ago, and we had to be there at 7:45 in the morning, and it's about an hour drive from our house, so we had to get up super early, and that wasn't fun. But anyways, so we stopped at McDonald's to get breakfast, and then we went up there. We checked in, did all that fun stuff, and then like the eye specialist assistant was the one to see Jaden at first. She was super nice lady. She was really sweet. She did a bunch of tracking with Jaden's eyes with different toys. She looked at his eyes with lights, and the whole time she was so sweet and so good with Jaden. She was really, really good with him, and Jaden did really well with her. And then she had him put his glasses on to see if, his glasses were helping his vision at all. She did a bunch of tracking and different things like that. And then we were sent back to the waiting room, but first they dilated his eyes to recheck his prescription to see if it changed any at all. And that's kind of where things went downhill for Jaden, because he did not like that. I had to hold him down to get the eye drops in his eyes. He was screaming and crying and absolutely hated it. And he's just like Thomas. Thomas hates eye drops too, to this day. Anyway, so he got eye drops in his eyes. We were sent back to the waiting room for 15 minutes so that the eye drops could dilate his pupils. So we did that, and then Jaden kind of just ran around the waiting room, and they had a fish tank in there, and he really liked that. That kept him really busy. And they had cartoons on and a bunch of fun stuff for him to do. So that was all good. And then we go back in to the examine room or whatever it is, and Jaden did not even want to go back in the room. I think he was done with it. He wanted to go home at that point. And so I held Jaden during the first part of it where the assistant was doing all the stuff with Jaden. I held him, so then when we went back in, I'm like, Thomas, it's your turn, you can hold him, because it just breaks my heart to have to hold him down and things. So Thomas sits down in the chair, puts Jaden on his lap, and Jaden immediately flips out and wants me to hold him, so I have to get up and hold him. I could tell that the specialist was already getting kind of irritated because, Jaden was kind of throwing a fit. So I sit down with him, and as the nurse is getting gloves on and getting ready and whatever, Jaden's going, no touch again. He did not want to be touched. He was saying, do not touch me, do not even come near me. So anyways, so she gives him a toy to play with. It's I don't know if you guys know these type of toys, but it's it was like a little plastic toy, and if you push the button, it would fall down and crumble, and then when you let go of the button, it would pop back up. Anyway, she gives him that to hold, and then Jaden starts playing around with it, twisting the head and stuff, and she's like, oh, let's have that back, we're not gonna break that. And I'm like, what did she just say? It's a freaking plastic toy, how is he going to break it? So that immediately, red flags were going up, why would she even say that? So then she takes that, she's like, okay Mom, I need you to give him a giant bear hug. And she's like, okay, we're just gonna have to hold him down because he started asking for Thomas. He's like, I see this all the time. It's their way of, what'd she say? It's their way of stalling the process of wanting to go back and forth between Mom and Dad. She's like, okay Mom, you're just gonna have to put him in a bear hug and hold him tight. I'm like, oh my God. So as soon as I do that, I wrap my arms around him, and I guess I didn't have him tight enough and his arms got loose. She got mad about that. She's like, you really need to hold him tight. So I'm holding him down so that he doesn't move. A different assistant comes, not the one that we saw before, comes and holds his head, and so that he cannot move. He's screaming absolutely bloody murder at this point, and I just have to hold him down. I didn't have a choice. And the doctor just really pissed me off because she was just not gentle. She was not nice. She didn't even try to comfort him, calm him down. She's just like, okay, hold him down. I don't care if he's screaming. Let's do this. So that's kind of the attitude she had, which really, really, I did not like it whatsoever because he was sitting there. I don't even like the cried out method. So it was killing me to know that I'm the one sitting here bear hugging him down so that she can hold, and then the other lady's like holding his head straight and she's like looking at his eyes with things. So it was not fun at all. It was super sad. I felt so bad for him. I mean, and Jaden's been to a lot of doctors, specialists, things like that, and never ever have we ever had this much trouble. Like, it was absolutely heartbreaking. But anyways, so we get the exam done and she gives us the big news. So what he was diagnosed with is optic nerve hypoplasia in his right eye. And his right eye is the eye that turns inward. And she gave us a lot of information in a very small amount of time. So I almost wish that I had a tape recorder to record everything that she said, because she was just talking really fast. So she gave us some websites to look up. So what I'm going to do, instead of like trying to recall from memory like what she told us, like explained everything, she explained everything out for us. But I'm going to read off the website that she gave us so that I don't screw anything up. So this is what it says. It says, optic nerve hypoplasia is a congenital condition in which the optic nerve has not developed properly. It is too small. The optic nerve carries visual information from the eye to the brain. If the optic nerve is underdeveloped, adequate visual information does not reach the brain for processing. In children with one hypoplastic nerve, the problem is usually manifested by estropia, or turning in of the affected eye, which is exactly what Jaden's case is. He just has it in the one eye, his right eye, and because of it, his right eye is turning inward. Especially if the one eye is affected, it is very important to see that all refractive errors are corrected. Optic nerve hypoplasia has been associated with astigmatism. Amblyopia can further reduce vision if one eye has better acuity than the other. Amblyopia just means a lazy eye. In other words, the eye with the proper vision may be poor in part due to amblyopia. The stronger eye becomes the dominant eye, and vision does not develop in the weaker eye because of this. And this is also Jaden's case. She said that his right eye that's turning in is a lot weaker than his left eye because his left eye is doing all of the work. Optic nerve hypoplasia is often associated with other brain abnormalities which range from subtle to severe. So here is the big kicker. Are you guys ready for this? I was not expecting to find this out, and no one has made this link before. So here we go. The pituitary gland secretes many hormones important for growth. If the pituitary gland is abnormal, growth hormone deficiency may result in delayed growth and development of the child. Your pediatrician will follow your child's growth and development carefully in order to determine if there's a problem with the growth hormone or any other hormones. An MRI scan is sometimes performed to evaluate brain and/or optic nerve structure. Evaluation by an endocrinologist, including blood hormone levels, may be indicated. So yes, this eye problem that he has a direct correlation to the pituitary gland and growth hormones, and can result in delayed growth and development of the child. So we think we finally have an answer as to why he is so small. Because like and the thing that really annoys me, like, I'm so glad that we found out now, but I'm so mad that it's taken us this long because, you know, this is the 4th eye doctor he's seen. He has seen 2 regular eye doctors, and then he's seen 2 specialists. This is the 2nd specialist. I am so mad that the first 3 completely overlooked this problem, because we could have, you know, been moving on to help the problem sooner. So that's really annoying. And the good thing, so she did schedule him for an MRI. He's going to have an MRI to check his brain. The one thing that really scares me is, along with growth, like stunting growth, it can also stunt like cognitive development, which is really scary, which right now he's not like delayed in any way. He's perfectly fine, but I'm just worried, like I don't know what it's going to be like when he gets older. So I don't really know a lot on like all of this, so that's kind of the scary part, is not knowing. The good thing is, she also said that he needed to be seen for an endocrinologist. She's like, oh, and he needs to be seen with by an endocrinologist just to check to make sure there's no hormone imbalances, small growth and things like that. And we're like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like he's already been seen by an endocrinologist because he's small. Because he has always been low on the growth curve. She's like, yeah, that probably has a direct correlation. The good thing is, he already had his follow-up endocrinologist appointment already set up for July 29th. So, so that's really convenient. We don't have to wait longer to try, because it takes forever to get into places like that. But we're like, yeah, but the first endocrinologist appointment that he went to, they just give him kind of a physical. They're like, he looks really healthy. We'll take some x-rays just to check his growth plates, but we're not going to do anything else more invasive than that because he looks really healthy. We'll follow up in a few months to see what his growth is like, how he's grown in the few months. So I really wish that they would have went ahead and drew his blood and things like that last time we were there, but you know, they didn't know, and they didn't want to have to put him through all that if it was unnecessary. So when we go back on July 29th, I'm actually going to call to see if they have like any cancellations where we can get in sooner, because now that I know that there probably is a problem with his growth hormones and things like that, I really want him to be seen as soon as possible, but I don't know if they'll have anything sooner than his appointment is now. So yeah, it was a lot of information thrown at us, and we were like, could not believe it that it had correlation with his growth. Like, it blew my mind. So that's kind of where we're at. We're waiting. He has a follow-up with the specialist in 2 months, and then he's going to have an MRI scan, and he has to be seen by the endocrinologist. Also, she rechecked his prescription. His prescription has changed a little bit, and it's actually weaker than his first pair of glasses, so we have to order him all new glasses. I'm looking at his discharge paper, just what she had written down. He has right optic nerve hypoplasia, and we have to tell his endocrinologist when we go back. He has to wear his glasses full time, not to help his vision really, but to protect his good eye, to protect his left eye. If he doesn't wear the glasses, then his left eye could be, you know, at risk. Also, she gave us prescription for eye drops. We have to put one eye drop in his good eye in the morning, and what it's going to do, it's going to dilate the pupil to blur the vision in his good eye so that it makes his brain start using his bad eye. And she said that he's not going to like it a lot at first because he's not going to be able to see very well with his right eye. It's going to take a while for him to like get that vision back in his right eye, and she said that he is probably going to have corrective eye surgery to correct the alignment. It's not going to affect his vision at all, but it is going to align the eye so that they look normal. So he is going to have that surgery, she said, probably in the future. But she said before that they can do that surgery, they've got to get more vision in his bad eye. So they're going to do that by putting the eye drops in, and we also have to patch his good eye as much as possible. As much as he will wear it, we have to patch it. And if he won't let us patch it, then that's what the eye drops are for, to blur the vision, so it forces him to use his other eye. So I think that's it. Let's see. So yeah, was not expecting any of this, so huge surprise, and it's going to be super sad that he has to wear a patch and do those eye drops, because I know he's not going to like doing that, but it's, you know, we don't really have any other choice. So that's kind of where we're at. If any of you guys have any experience with this or know anyone who does, please, please, please share, because this is the first time I've ever heard of this. So yeah, I think that's it, and I guess we'll just keep you updated as we have appointments, and I don't know what is in store for him. I don't know what all we'll have to do. I don't know, but that's pretty much what I know now, and I'll leave it at that, and I'll post some links below to like some of the websites that she gave us, and yeah, I think that's it.